I'm gonna do some makeup today. I got some new things. I have this Lorac Light Source 3-in-1 Illuminating Primer. Let's get my mirror table adjusted. Okay. All right. So that comes out like this. And go on the nice sparkly kind of shimmer. Which makes sense. Feels really nice. It's supposed to have hyaluronic acid. Let's put some of this on. And just prime my whole face. All right. So we're gonna give that a minute to set. And then we're gonna go back in and give this foundation stick another try. Didn't go that well the first time because it separated all over my skin, but I do think it was the primer. It feels much better than it did the first time. It's just easy, gliding everywhere, super creamy and smooth. All right. Much happier with this application. I just wish I'd cleaned my brush. So I'm gonna have to go in here. And then, let's see. Let's blend that out. This could be a very good look for me. Here.
What brings you in today? Okay. All right, no problem at all. If you have any questions, let us know.
So blend that really smooth. Let's see here. Yes, this is much, much better. I'm not getting any of, well, keep in mind I might still have a little bit of that primer on my brush, but that stuff is awful as a primer. I read some reviews on the undone powder, and people say that it works better as a primer under primer foundations, powder foundations. But a lot of people had the same experience I did with anything other than powder, putting it under. All right, that looks nice and well blended. And then I've got the Well People Concealer. Let's see here. And I tried this out as soon as it came in and I loved it. And it's a tiny little tube, but a tiny little bit goes a long way. Unlike some of the other ones I have, which come in much larger tubes, but you can put twice as much and it doesn't cover half as well. This one covers really good. See, with just a little tiny, probably didn't even need as much as I put out there. Can put a little down here in this area, kind of move it around. Now my face feels really oily, I will say. with the, but I did use an oil moisturizer under everything earlier today, but it should have been absorbed. And then with the primer and the foundation stick, unfortunately, I did have a new setting powder come in today, but I did not bring it. So we're gonna try this just as a setting powder to absorb some of this oil and see if it works at all or if it does the same thing as before. And I'm not gonna use as much, and I'm not gonna put it on the same way. I'm gonna use this big, fluffy, loose packed brush, and I'm just gonna dab. So, I don't know if it's gonna cause separation of the foundation like it did last time. You want me to tell you a story? Once upon a time, there was a young princess, and she was very, very sad. So she went out into the lonely world to find a friend, and it's really hard for her because a lot of people she just didn't fit in with. And then one day she found a friend, and it was this big, kind of ugly toad monster. Oh, my light went out. Hold on. There we go. So she befriended the monster and was really happy to be his friend and to hang out with him. And he was much older than her and kind of treated her like, you know, a kid. I'm gonna look out for you, little princess. Don't worry about it. And they do all kind of fun things together. And she knew the monster was friends with these two princes, Byron and Doug, right? So the monster Roger was friends with these two princes, Byron and Doug. And she's like, oh man, I know he's friends with Byron and Doug. And I would love for Byron and Doug, either one of them, to be my Prince Charming. But I can't tell the monster that, because if he goes and tells Byron and Doug, they're going to do what very immature princes do and make sure they stay away from me. So, just to make sure that doesn't happen, let me tell nothing. I'll just, you know, casually hint that maybe Roger knows somebody that could be a great Prince Charming for the princess. That's what she said. Okay, so Roger's like, okay, yeah, I know some people. And he introduces the princess to some very nice young people. But they weren't Byron and they weren't Doug. It was really disappointing. Ooh, oh wow, that's dark. How can I undo that? Anyway, so, you know, the princess was disappointed and was still waiting around for Byron and Doug. And so somewhere along the way, Roger starts thinking the princess is really in love with him, and she is not. She thinks of Roger as more like a dad, like she trusts him, but she's definitely not in love with him, and definitely doesn't want that to be her life. She's so young and he's so old, and you know, but she trusts him. And then one day Roger completely turns on her and says, hey, guess what? You're gonna have to be with me. And she's like, no, Roger, no, I'm not, you know, I don't like you like that. I'm sorry, it's not gonna work. And so Roger then tries to hurt the princess and cast an evil spell on her to try and force her to be with him. And his spell says that the princess can never be happy until she falls in love with an ugly person, because the princess hurt him so much by not knowing how to turn him down properly. And, the princess found a nice prince and got married, but she was very unhappy. And she felt haunted by the evil Roger. And then, one day, the princess is so unhappy that she leaves the prince that she had married and who was very, very unkind to her and cruel. And she goes out into the world and she tries to find Byron. And she winds up finding Doug. And, she's like, okay, well, my prince has to be Byron and Doug. Here they are. And then, it doesn't seem to work out that way. And she's just like so overwhelmed. She's like, why do I even still think about Byron and Doug? And it's because of the curse from the evil Roger, the evil spell he put on her to set her up so that her heart could get broken by these ugly Byron and Doug. And so they didn't break her heart. For the good Byron refused to be involved, and he knew about the curse. And the whimsical Doug, well, he just couldn't break her heart because he couldn't get it. So, the sweet princess finally thought she'd escaped the curse. She was no longer needed Byron or Doug in her life. Byron found another young maiden from the kingdom and got married to her and rode off in a big chariot with golden horses and unicorns. And she's very sad at first, but she's like, she found out about the curse and the evil Roger, and she's like, finally, this curse can be done. Finally, I can be free. So she goes out into the world, and she happens upon another stranger, a young man from the kingdom who she'd never seen before. And his name was Michael. And she was like, wow, Michael was the most amazing guy she'd ever talked to. And Michael made her feel so special and loved. And she's like, well, surely I'm done with that curse. And this is finally my blessing for coming out on the other side. But no, the evil Roger and his wicked curse had struck again. He's got way too much of this. This is a very creamy foundation. I did not know you weren't supposed to just dip your brush into it. So the evil Roger's curse strikes again. And the princess falls deeply in love with Michael at first sight. Kind of an unexplainable rush of just love that made her so happy that she could barely even lift her arms because her heart was so filled with joy and her mind was just overrun with natural dopamine from people who just are so, so happy. And she thought, well, the tables have finally turned, all those years of misery, and look how happy I am, because that's what life's about, the moments where you can really be happy. And she's just so happy. And here comes Michael to break her heart. In the most brutal of ways. And then the princess realized that while the good Byron didn't want to be involved in the evil Roger's curse, Michael, shrouded in demons, knew not better. And so the princess hoped the heartbreak from Michael would finally end the curse of the evil Roger, and she would never have to hear or think of him ever again for the rest of her life. And the princess was sorry that she was too young and too silly to let Roger down the right way, if there was one, or that she was even friends with Roger in the first place. Because she really didn't know any better. But she hoped the evil Roger was gone forever, and that she would never have to live through his evil curse again. But she knew that God had a lesson in it for her somewhere. And at the end of the day, someday, there would be peace in all of this. And the princess learned a valuable lesson. And what you can and cannot get away with in life. And even sometimes when you don't know any better and you don't mean any harm, evil villains out there, they will try to hurt you. They will blame you for stuff that you really didn't know you were doing. All right. Isn't that a great story? We could write a children's book. All right, so I'm just gonna do my eyes. Like maybe the princess wasn't in love with Michael. Maybe she was just in love with the shroud that was around his pure heart. Because that same shroud seems to be the thing that she keeps falling in love with and keeps getting her heart broken over. Something to think about. Probably won't make sense to most people, but you know, for my 3 viewers, God, who are my 3 viewers? Hi, 3 viewers, 2 viewers, 1 viewer, whoever you are out there. Let's see here. Do a little bit of this. I like stuff that says it's supposed to improve your skin. Like makeup that has ingredients all like it's skincare. So this Ico pencil I keep going back and buying because it's supposed to make your lashes thicker and darker as you wear it. And I think the idea that's really cool. Maybe one day I'll tell you wonderful 3, 2, 1 viewer, whoever you are out there, the princess ever finds a real Prince Charming. Really not feeling a whole lot of eyeliner today. Let's see. I do, however, think I want to use this light glitzy palette. It doesn't have a mirror in it, so I'll use the mirror on this palette. Gosh, that looks. There we go. eyeliner's not even at all, so let's see if I can fix it with this stuff, or if I have to go back and just, oh, I see what's wrong with it. Let's see here. Should probably go back with the eyeliner and actually fix it. It's really not a whole lot of light in this room back here. Good enough? Definitely not good enough for Bailey. But maybe good enough for Kimmy. If I could see back here, it'd be a little better. I think I can fix that with
Hello?
Hello? All right.
Oh, that's this lady. That's Miss Dozier.
Uh-oh, someone left their glasses in the store.
I'm trying to figure out how to put she's
I think this could be my prettiest makeup yet. I ordered a few more things. Oh yeah, I wasn't gonna do that lipstick. I was gonna do this Kylie Cosmetics stuff. Look at this. Kylie. Let's see. See if I can still do it. Let's see here. Look at that, Kylie Cosmetics. Uh-oh.
Hey, good afternoon. This is Justin over at Furniture Places, Miss Dozier.
Mm.
Hi. Did you leave your glasses over here? Alright, we got it.
Look at that. Okay, and then I just need a little bit of mascara.
Yeah, Kylie. Alright, I need you to be the real MVP. I need you to send me $11 on Cash App. Yeah, and I'll give it back to you when I get to the house. Alright. What? Did they take a break with today? She had this call.
Last thing. Is it my turn? I thought it was your turn. There we go. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you want to wear it? Light went out. I think my makeup's getting better every time. All right, thank you, any viewers out there. Y'all take care and y'all have a blessed day. I'm gonna go back to work looking fabulous. Thank you, Bailey Sarian and Kylie Cosmetics today.